and welcome to Living Magically. I am your host, Magical Michelle, and we are here on another Magical Monday, and this one is particularly lovely. We have this exceptional sweet spot in the astrology that no one can deny. So there's a lot going on energetically in the field. You pretty much have to have been asleep all the time this weekend to have missed all of the pictures and images of the insanely beautiful northern lights that have crossed even down here into the south. So this is solar flares that come from a sun energy that has been creating all these solar storms, some of the most intense we have seen in our lifetime. Now, what's interesting is there is a possibility we will continue to see these solar storms throughout the summer. And what does this mean energetically? Well, as we go into this today, into the 13th, we finally have Mercury completely out of its shadow. So we have the energy of Mercury actually moving forward kind of fearlessly. And we have this powerful alignment of a beautiful conjunction between the Sun and Uranus. So expect the unexpected. And as we look at this Taurus energy, we have about 1 week until we move into Gemini. This gives us an opportunity to really look at those things that are ruled by Taurus. We have another beautiful conjunction with Venus on the 18th. So essentially it is a bookend of these two astrological lovely spots. And it's really a sweet spot for 2024. And we're in this new energy. There's a new space that is being created. You may not even know where you're headed to yet, but it is an opportunity for you to really craft, co-create even. That's the word of the day, I think. Co-create with this energy, the field of your true heart's desire. And you might even with this energy be seeing yourself able to go past that impossible. You might actually feel like things are opening up in a way and unfolding in surprises. That's what Uranus does. And we had that big 14-year Uranus conjunction in April. And this is kind of, it was April 20th. And this is kind of that place where we're starting to see this beginning and unfolding of that 14-year cycle, right? So we're just a few weeks into what is going to last for 14 years. And so as you're doing that, what does that mean for you? What do you see? And when you're in manifesting, two of my most powerful questions that I always ask, is it possible? And is it possible for you? In fact, I'm going to go into that specifically in depth on a free call tomorrow. So if you are interested in the Theta Healing Practice Day, whether you're a Theta healer or not, you can always come up. It's a free Zoom call. I spend about 30 minutes teaching. And then if you are a Theta healer, you can go on to trade practice sessions. It's great networking to get see other Theta healers in my world. It's a good fun thing. We do it about once a month now. So if you're interested in going deeper on is it possible and is it possible for you, we'll drop a link and you can sign up for that. In the meantime, I want you to just think about that as you're co-creating. This is an extreme energy. This 18th, when we move into this beautiful Venus energy, we see all things kind of happening in love, any fixed sign right now, and any earth sign, and any sign like Taurus and Libra that's related to Venus in any way, is having this renaissance. It's good for everybody, but it's extra good for these signs. And the renaissance is, how do you want to put yourself out there in the future? How do you want to be seen? How do you want to be heard? How do you want to show up? How do you want to feel? And I encourage you to like really spend some time. I believe these beautiful aurora borealis solar storms, while they may bring some fatigue, anytime we have solar storms, there's possible fatigue. Some people feel the opposite. They can't sleep and they're getting 1,000 things done because it's upgrading our system. This is a beautiful energy that is showing us that we're on the right track. I see these colors in the sky, these rainbow colors, and I see images of angels and guides and ascended beings that are helping us on the evolution of planet Earth. And I want you to call on that. I want you to call on that timeline for yourself, and that you can see yourself in your greatest timeline, expressing yourself in this upgraded energy as fully sovereign, as fully able, as ready to commit to something that's going to be 100% for you. What is it that would bring you true joy, true happiness, true bliss? And start eliminating everything that isn't. It might be a good week for you to take and make luxurious plans. Taurus is all about good food, good home. It's a great time to be upgrading the beauty of your home if you're feeling that. It's a good time for you to upgrade what you're doing as far as how you are showing up in the world and your money. So if you would like to have a more elevated way to receive money and you're opening up, there is an energy of I am enough here. And you don't have to be more. You are worthy and you are deserving. That is certainly the energy of this. It's a cosmic wake-up call stating right here, right now, that we are in a period of pure transformation, a period of the light is winning. And sometimes it doesn't feel like that, right? Sometimes we look at the world, we look at the news, and the news is always going to have a negative skew. And I do realize that there are not everything in the world is perfect right now, but I just want to remind you that the light is winning. Look around you. Aren't there more people having spiritual awakenings than you've ever seen before? I see corporate businesses building meditation time into their day. I see people who would never have asked me about meditation or theta healing or energy work. It's becoming a day-to-day conversation. I see business people looking at astrology for when to launch their products and when not to do certain things. More and more of this is opening up every single day in every single way. We have to just remember that as we connect, as we spend more time in coherence, and by coherence, I do mean connecting your heart and your mind in a unified field of harmony. That's what I mean by coherence. And also in co-regulation of that coherence, where we're all focusing on the same thing. If we're all focusing on peace, if we're all focusing on the elevation of the planet, if we're all focusing on a solution instead of the problem, we're going to see the world change. And I really, really believe that this last weekend I'm going to get emotional. This last weekend is a sign. It is a true sign that we are coming into the 1,000 years of peace that is prophesized. We first saw the white buffalo that was born April 25th. And that has been for many thousands of years, over 1,000 years, a couple of thousand, I think, have been prophesized as the coming of the new age, the new time, and the place where we all come together. And I realize sometimes things have to be broken for us to see that we cannot keep going. So it is an opportunity for us to create a unified field. I realize that the politics are all over the place, and it's an election year, and there's people all the way over here and all the way over there. But the truth is, most Americans are somewhere in the middle. We want good things. And this is that opportunity for you to start visualizing, to start seeing in your mind's eye, to start creating a field of love, to start seeing the world as you are co-creating it. And by doing that, I mean a deep enough meditation and visualization that first you get into the theta brainwave for 2 minutes. This starts by telling your body you're safe. And I know this is a review for a lot of you, but a lot of times I think we forget this simple thing. Your body, after 2 minutes, eyes closed, breathing, tells it it's safe. So any form of stress that you come under, whether that's work stress, relationship stress, money stress, go back and do the simple reboot to your nervous system, creating brain-heart coherence by closing your eyes, telling yourself you're safe. Put your hands on your heart, put your hands on your sacral, and breathe the energy up. Breathe it all the way to your pineal gland and open up your mind and start seeing it as you desire it, and be in the form of gratitude. And I heard a really beautiful way of doing that is to think of 5 things that have already manifested or that you are grateful for, and then think of 5 people that you want to send love to. So you think of 5 gratitudes and then 5 people to imagine engulfed in unconditional love. By the time you could do those things, you will see that that is anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, and your body is suddenly reset. Your heartbeat is beating together in a harmonized way. Your mind is clear, and a lot of times at the end of that, you can start getting inspiration. And with everything that's happening with this solar aurora borealis gift that is coming in, I really do think that if you have any psychic hits this week, consider moving on them, taking action on them, write them down. See this time as twofold. The sweet spot where you can decide what you're creating, and also take a look at what inspiration is coming through. Maybe there's new ideas. Maybe there's a new way. Maybe there's a solution to a problem you have yet to come up with that just presents itself. I think that's all happening here this week. So I encourage you to take really good care of yourself. The one thing that is necessary with the solar flares and this astrological energy is to hydrate. Drink all the water you possibly can, and understand that water lubricates our body, but it is also the lubricant between the planes of existence. It's a conduit for spirit. So water is important. Go to the water, go to the ocean, go to a river, go to a lake, go spend time near it or in it. And that can include taking an extra shower or taking a beautiful salt bath or doing something that really cleanses your energy. And if you have a home that needs cleansed, it's a good time for saging the home. Maybe get some beautiful incense. As you know, frankincense is my favorite. Bring that energy to raise the vibration in your home, in your body, in your mind, in your thoughts, and really, really spend this time focusing on what you see. Even if it doesn't seem possible, the way to overcome the possible is to visualize it as already done. Get rid of the how. Stop asking that beautiful question of how does that happen? Instead, say, show me. Say, I'm gonna put this request in as a command. I'm gonna say that this is what I want, or better, in the highest and best way right now. And then you're going to say, show me, and allow yourself to be inspired. And that's the difference between how. I don't see how. I don't know what to do. Instead, relax, let go. This is the surrender moment, and allow yourself to be inspired. This is going to be a week of divine inspiration. That's what the astrology is backing. So from the 13th to the 18th, an amazing sweet spot. And then as we get past the 18th and start into the beginning of next week, like the 19th, the 20th, we'll be getting ready for that beautiful full moon that we're gonna have next week in Sagittarius. So powerful, potent time for manifesting. And I don't even think of it as manifesting at this point. It's co-creating. Where do you want to be in 30 days? Where do you want to be in 6 months? Where do you want to be in 14 years? And for some of us, that's the rest of our working career. And so it's a beautiful time for those shifts. As most of you know, I was just in Egypt. And for a lot of us, we have come back and we're thinking of big things. And I think that's true for the whole collective. It's time to think big thoughts, big dreams, and much more than you've ever dreamed of before. And if you think that Egypt is something that you would want as far as an activation, at which every time I go, I am activated, I am transformed into an even better version of me. I am inspired by the beauty and the land and the people and the Nile and the monuments and temples, and these things really bring me into an absolutely more magical, more powerful version of me every time I go. We have finally created the offer. It's going to be the September into the early part of October of 2025. It's a magnificent tour. What is special about this particular tour is that I have not the normal 2 or 3 private visits that most trips take, but 6 private visits into sacred sites. The pyramid, the Sphinx, Dundara, Edfu, Philae, all of these amazing places, Osiren. These things will all be accessible to only our group for several hours. So you'll have these beautiful private experiences. And so this is like no other tour I've ever went on. And you might not find something like this. So if you've been thinking this is your time to go to Egypt, please, my invitation is come join me. That we're starting to get and take deposits. I'm happy to answer any questions. We do have an interview process to make sure it's a good fit. So if you'd like to know more about this, feel free to reach out to me and we'll have a conversation and see if it's the right time. But I invite you to really think about this. If this has been on your bucket list, now is the time. It's really the crux of magic right now in all the things you're doing in your life, whether it's Egypt, creating a new book, creating new music, changing your workspace, your home space, your world, whether that's sacred travel, whatever it is that you're doing, dream big. This is a dreaming big kind of week. And with that, I encourage you to love yourself more tenderly, drink lots of water, and spend as much time in meditation and visualization as you possibly can. And I will see you again next week to talk about the full moon in Sagittarius. And in between now and then, live magically.